You were that kid who always seemed ahead of everyone else. You learned to read before your friends. You could solve problems easily, and school, well, it felt like a breeze. You didn't study much, and yet the A's kept coming. Teachers and adults called you mature for your age, gifted, special. Everyone said you had so much potential. And for a long time, that label felt good. It made you proud. It made you feel different, in a good way. But somewhere along the line, that label became a weight. Because now, when you look at your life, it doesn't feel easy anymore. Projects are half finished, goals are postponed, ideas sit on the shelf. And inside, there's this voice whispering, "You're lazy, you've lost it, you're not good enough." Here's the truth. You're not lazy. You haven't lost your intelligence. You're trapped in a very specific psychological pattern, a trap that was built during your childhood. And understanding it is the first step to breaking free. As a child, you were praised for being smart, not for working hard. "You're so clever," they said. You were applauded for the results, not for the process. And your brain learned an important lesson. Success should feel easy. So now, when something gets difficult, it doesn't just feel challenging, it feels threatening. Effort becomes a sign that maybe you're not naturally smart anymore. And when your brain feels threatened, it instinctively protects you. You procrastinate, you freeze, you avoid the work. This isn't laziness, it's self-preservation. You're defending the smart label you were given as a child. Here's something most people don't understand about procrastination. It's not that you don't care. You care too much. You're terrified of being average. Doing something imperfect feels worse than doing nothing at all. In your mind, a 0 feels safer than a 60%. A 0 says, "I didn't try." 60% says, "I tried and this is my limit." That thought terrifies you, so you choose the 0. You choose safety over action. And then there's another hidden trap, what I call the taste gap. Because you're smart, you have good taste. You know what good looks like. You know what a great piece of writing, a strong painting, a polished project should look like. But here's the problem. Your skills haven't caught up to your taste. You start a project and it looks messy. You write the first sentence and hate it. A normal person thinks, "I need to practice." But your brain says, "I've lost it. I'm not capable anymore." You see the gap between what you want to create and what you can create. And instead of building a bridge to close that gap, you bail. You quit before you can be bad at something. So how do you break this pattern? How do you stop being paralyzed by your own potential? The answer is simple but powerful. Retrain your brain to reward action, not perfection. Here's a framework I call the bad draft rule. Give yourself permission to be average. It's okay to start small. It's okay to make mistakes. Work in short bursts. Set a timer for 20 minutes and focus only on moving forward. Focus on finishing, not being perfect. Write a bad paragraph. Draw a messy sketch. Build a broken version of something. The goal isn't brilliance, it's completion. When you do this repeatedly, your brain learns a critical lesson. Imperfection doesn't break you. Mistakes don't define you. Action matters more than perfection. Volume comes before quality. Carol Dweck, a leading psychologist on mindset, found something remarkable. Children praised for intelligence avoid challenges to protect their smart label. Children praised for effort seek challenges because they want to learn. You grew up in the first group. You were taught implicitly that being smart means looking smart. But here's the thing. Your brain is plastic. It can change. You can move from a fixed mindset where failure is threatening to a growth mindset where failure is simply a sign that you're learning. But to do that, you have to let go of the need to be special. You have to release the pressure of that label you've been carrying for years. You are not broken. You were just praised for the wrong thing. That label, gifted, smart, was too heavy to carry. It trapped you in a cycle of fear and perfectionism. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to start as a beginner again. That uncomfortable feeling, that isn't failure. It's learning, growth, real development. Being gifted was just a description of your childhood. It doesn't define your adulthood. Intelligence isn't a trophy or a status symbol. It's a tool. And like any tool, it only works if you take it out and use it. The real measure of smarts isn't knowing the answer instantly, it's staying with the problem longer than anyone else. So I'll leave you with this. If the label smart disappeared, who would you be? That person, the one under the weight of expectation, is the person who can finally build a life. Ask yourself, are you paralyzed by perfectionism, doing nothing, or exhausted by overwork, doing too much? Understanding which trap you're in is the first step toward breaking free. Because the truth is, your potential isn't a curse, it's a gift waiting to be used the right way. And now that you understand the psychology behind it, you can finally take action, step by step, without fear.